As you're practicing your daily speaking, well, first we should probably say, welcome to speaking in your basement. But back to, as you're practicing your daily speaking, it's good to have a review process. Now, just getting the habit down is the first big important thing. Get the habit down, keep going with it. Set a time if you can, but as long as you get it in sometime in the day, you're building that momentum. It helps a lot of people quite a bit to have a specific time when they're going to do it. And if you miss, no big deal, just get it in when you can, but try to hit that same time. If you don't do that, just get it in. Get it in morning, evening. You're about to go to bed and you realize you didn't do it, get it in real quick, then go to bed. If it's too long, if you committed to 5 minutes and 5 minutes is too long for today, for whatever reason, do 1 minute, do 2 minutes, do some fraction of it, but get it in, and then get it in again tomorrow. And just get as many wins behind you as you can. There's a satisfaction and a momentum that builds up as you continue to do that. But it's also useful, once you've got that in place, to have a review process to use occasionally, to kind of see where you're at, to not only see where you're at, but also see where you can improve a little bit more. So you record yourself. You record yourself on your phone or however it's convenient to you. Most people, it's the phone. It's in your pocket already. Just open up your video app, turn it to selfie mode, and record yourself speaking. If you want to stand still, that's fine. Walk around the house, whatever you like to do, do it. Get yourself speaking. Tell a story. Share your thoughts on something. Explain a point. But speak for a couple of minutes. 5 minutes is good, but 1 to 2 minutes will work initially as well. Once you're finished speaking, go ahead and review the recording. Now we're going to review it a few different times. The ways I like to review it are start with visual, then go to audio, and then go to the specific text. Now when you do visual, you just want to listen, or you just want to look at how you looked. So you turn the volume down and just watch how you moved. Did you look confident? Did you look comfortable? Did your gestures have some meaning with them? Are you moving with fluidity? Do you have any gestures at all? Do you have any kind of weird tics or any nervous habits you're doing that you don't care for? Just notice those things. See how you look. At first, you can just make a mental note. Make a mental note of 1 or 2 things you'd like to improve, and maybe 1 or 2 things that you liked as well. It's always important to note something that's going well. It's very easy for us to just nitpick and see all the little problems. See the things that are going well, too. You are speaking. You are practicing. If nothing else, you've got that win. But I guarantee you there's more wins than that. So always start with that one. That's one of the most important wins, that you got the practice in. But notice some of your other wins, too. Notice some things you'd like to improve as well. Now that you've watched yourself, and if I didn't say already, when you watch yourself, turn the volume down. Ignore your voice. Ignore the words. Just look at how you're moving, how you're speaking, how you're holding yourself. Just observe it. Take it in visually. What was your movement like? What was your posture like? How does it look? Then you're going to go to audio. This time you can turn the volume up and just put the phone down so you're not distracted by how you look, and just listen. How do you sound? Have you got good volume? What's your tone like? Are there shifts in it? Does it vary? Do you have some emotion in your voice? Focus in on how it sounds, and just how it sounds. And the same thing as you did visually. Now notice some things you're doing well. Notice a couple things you'd like to improve on. Finally, you just want to go to the text. Now, a lot of people leave this step out, and that's fine. It's actually usually the least important. There's cases, and you probably know if this is you, there are cases where it's very important. But the specific words spoken are usually the least impactful thing out of your presentation. However, it's good to actually transcribe it out. Now, there's lots of software out there that can transcribe it if you don't want to and you just want to read through it. But it will do you a lot of good if you actually transcribe it yourself. When you're writing the thing out, you're getting back in your head, but it's like you're getting back in your head from a third-party perspective. It's like you're seeing how you thought through this thing. And you can pick up on things as you go through that. You can definitely pick up on things like crutch words or phrases that you don't find that useful, or phrases that you thought took away from the message rather than added to the message, weak phrases. Find a couple of things, same thing as before. Find the things that you're doing well. Notice a couple of things you're doing well. Notice a couple of things you'd like to improve on. One thing you're doing once you're writing, sometimes you can take that and just as you're going through, you script the whole thing, or rather you transcribe the whole thing. Once you've done that, you can go through and sentence by sentence, how could I have said this better? How could I have said this with more impact? Now, it's easy when you're writing to just think about how people are going to read it, but keep in mind, if you're writing a speech, how is this speech going to be delivered? So as you're writing the sentence, you can think about where you're going to pause in the sentence, where you're going to add emotion to your voice, whether you might speed up your pace, whether you might slow your pace down, whether you might speak a little louder or speak a little softer to really draw the people into the point. This is a crash course in speech writing. Learn how you're saying it already, and then as you're looking at how you're saying it already, think about how you would ideally say it. So that's a lot of work. You will get a lot out of just the first two things. Just watching yourself with no volume as distraction, and then just listening to yourself with no visual as distraction. Just get that feel for how you look and how you sound. Do this a few times, and gradually some of these problems will start to resolve themselves. A lot of problems resolve themselves just with consistent practice. But when you start noticing the challenges and noticing what you're doing well, you're going to start seeing, with just the awareness of it and just the continued practice, you're going to start seeing more of the things you like and less of the things you don't like. So this is a real simple review process. We're going to touch on reviewing and feedback quite a bit. There's a lot of different ways to do feedback, to give yourself feedback, and to learn more quickly and more completely. But this is an excellent start to it. If you got your daily practice in, then go ahead and occasionally, maybe once a week to start with, record yourself and then review the recording the way we talked about here. I'm Ben Langley. Thank you very much for spending some time with me today. We will talk again soon.